Hi there, my name's Pete Crooks. I am Senior Editor at Diablo magazine, and welcome to our first visual photo contest announcement. Every month in Diablo, we have a photo of a place in the East Bay, and we ask our readers to go on to diablomag.com/contests and identify the photo. And then of all the correct answers we receive, we pick one reader at random to win a $50 gift certificate to a local restaurant. This month, we had a photo of the Rosie the Riveter, the iconic mural of Rosie the Riveter in the Richmond Marina. It's a National Historic Site and a great point of pride in the East Bay. And our winning reader will be receiving a $50 gift certificate from Massimo Ristorante in Walnut Creek, a long-standing Italian restaurant, a lovely place. And so I want to welcome Michael Talaferro from Alamo to our video chat here, and congratulate Michael on winning this month's photo contest. Hey, Michael, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I live not too far from the Rosie the Riveter museum and historic site. I was just down at that Bay Trail yesterday with my kids. They love to ride their scooters along the Bay Trail, which has one of the most beautiful views of the San Francisco Bay anywhere. It's a beautiful place for recreation. And museum, fortunately, is closed now due to COVID, but that is an absolute gem, fascinating historic spot to visit. And it was a hugely important place in American culture during World War II. And it's been beautifully restored and fantastic place to visit. Now, how did you know where that photo was taken, and what's your connection to the Rosie the Riveter monument?
Well, it seems like a millennia ago, but we ate at the restaurant that was across the street, Assemble, I believe it was called.
Yeah.
And we were out, milling around. This is, back in 2019 or something like that. And that picture's on the front of the building, basically. And it was, I go, oh yeah, Rosie Riveter. And I remember all the stories my uncles would tell of growing up in Richmond back in those days, and working on the ships and living in the Iron Triangle and the whole 9 yards. It was great. It was a very great thing. We were there too late to actually attend the museum, but we always said, well, one day we got to come back down. So we still have plans.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth a visit. And I remember walking through it. And one thing just fun fact, I noticed on the murals they have inside, there's all these facts about how many people moved to Richmond to work in those working on ships and building tanks, and specifically women came out to work and make this incredible war effort. And the movie theaters in Richmond showed movies 24 hours a day because they had such long shifts, and I think they were working. The women were working around the clock, so sometimes they'd get off work and I guess go to the movies and see John Wayne at 3:30 in the morning or something, which was kind of wild to think about. And that Assemble restaurant is terrific. That whole spot is so beautiful, and I think more people should explore that, as the Bay Trail, it just keeps getting better and better. That goes all around the bay, and so you saw that, and you said your uncles lived in the Richmond area and grew up in that area.
They did.
So are you a lifelong East Bay resident?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, now I'm in Alamo, and before that I was in Martinez, like in my high school years, but grew up in Richmond, up in the hills, what they call East Richmond Heights. And
yeah, that's where I am right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and but my wife grew up on. I was on Bernhard. She was on the Arlington. So it's like that was our home area up there. And my dad owned a parts store down there, San Pablo Automotive, and so it was it was all part of our family. And his older brothers and sisters worked on some of the ships, and worked at Standard Oil for forever. And so that was just our way of life down there. It's, Richmond Rod and Gun Club. We everything that was down there, we'd all go, you didn't go anywhere else, because you had everything down there. And then to see it now, it's just amazing how it's just, Point Richmond and the whole area is just, it's incredible. It's like, it's night and day. It's just it's so clean and so nice, and the views are amazing. And it's a fun visit, fun walk, a fun bike ride.
Well, I love it over here. I've been living in the Upper Richmond Heights, as you mentioned, for about 10 years. And previous to that, I lived in Lafayette and Walnut Creek. So I'm familiar with both sides of the hills here in the East Bay. And as you mentioned, Martinez, the January issue, which is just coming out now, has a fantastic guide to Martinez. We're doing a city series in Diablo where we do a sort of a deep dive to different cities in the East Bay, about every other issue. And the January issue has a really lots of fun facts about Martinez, which is another great corner of the East Bay that has lots of fascinating history to explore. Another great trail is the George Miller Trail, which was Carquina's scenic drive and has been turned into a biking and hiking trail. So make sure you pick up that issue when you can, the January issue. And our readers should know that there's a new photo contest in the January issue. So if they go to diablomag.com/contests, they can enter. And just like Mike won the December contest, you can enter to win the January contest. Mike, thank you so much for reading the magazine. Thank you for participating in our contest, and really appreciate the interaction here. You're our first reader to come on Zoom with us and chat a bit about the East Bay. I hope you enjoy your meal from Massimo Ristorante in Walnut Creek. And again, keep entering the photo contest, and thanks so much for your interaction on this.
Thanks for everything you guys do. Great magazine.
Thank you so much. Take care, Mike.
Bye now.